Welcome to Joy Envisioned. Today we delve into a topic that affects many, yet remains widely misunderstood: learned helplessness. The term learned helplessness may sound complex, but let's unravel it together. At its core, learned helplessness is a psychological condition birthed from a persistent sense of failure. This feeling of powerlessness stems from repeated unsuccessful attempts to change a situation. The person essentially learns to be helpless, believing their actions have no real impact on the outcome. This concept isn't a recent discovery, but rather it has its roots in psychological research. In the middle of the 20th century, psychologists Martin Seligman and Stephen Meyer conducted a series of experiments that led to the identification of this phenomenon. Their research shone a light on this mental state, highlighting its profound impact on an individual's motivation, problem-solving abilities, and overall emotional well-being. Now let's bring this concept into the realm of everyday life. How does learned helplessness manifest in real-world scenarios? Imagine a student who consistently struggles with math. Despite hours of studying and countless tutoring sessions, their grades don't improve. Over time, the student starts to believe that no matter how hard they try, they'll never grasp the subject. This is a classic example of the phenomenon. The student has learned to feel helpless when faced with math. Or picture an employee stuck in a dead-end job. They've tried to climb the corporate ladder, but their efforts have been met with constant rejection. After a while, the employee may start to believe that they're incapable of advancing in their career. This too is learned helplessness. This mental state isn't limited to academics or careers. It can infiltrate all aspects of life, from personal relationships to physical health. The common thread is a pervasive sense of powerlessness, a belief that the individual's actions are pointless. That's the crux of learned helplessness. Now that we have a general understanding of the concept, the question is, how do we identify it within ourselves? The first step in overcoming any obstacle is recognizing that it exists. Learned helplessness is no different. It's important to note that the signs of this condition may not look the same for everyone. They can vary significantly from person to person. However, there are some common symptoms that can help us identify this self-defeating mindset within ourselves. Let's start with low self-esteem. This is often a clear indicator of learned helplessness. You may find yourself constantly belittling your abilities and achievements, or you might feel that you're not good enough no matter how hard you try. You may also be overly critical of yourself, always focusing on your shortcomings rather than your strengths. Next, we have negative self-talk. This is when you habitually tell yourself that you can't do something, or that you're bound to fail. It's that little voice in your head that keeps saying you can't, you won't, or you'll never. This kind of self-talk is not just pessimistic, it's paralyzing, stopping you from trying new things or taking on challenges. Feeling powerless is another sign of this learned behavior. You might feel that you have no control over your life or your circumstances, leading you to believe that your actions won't make a difference. This sense of powerlessness can make you feel stuck, as if you're just a passenger in your own life. Procrastination is also a common symptom. If you're constantly putting off tasks or decisions, it might be because you feel overwhelmed or believe that you won't be successful. This avoidance is a way of protecting yourself from anticipated failure or disappointment. Finally, an overall sense of despair can indicate learned helplessness. This is when you feel hopeless or pessimistic about the future. You might believe that things will never get better, no matter what you do. This sense of despair can make it hard to motivate yourself to make changes or take positive steps forward. In recognizing these signs, it's crucial to remember that identifying them is not an admission of weakness, but rather the first step towards overcoming learned helplessness. It's about gaining self-awareness, understanding your patterns of thought and behavior, and realizing where you might be holding yourself back. Recognizing these signs within ourselves is pivotal, but what happens next? What can we do to overcome this state of mind? Let's discover this in our next section. Having identified the signs of learned helplessness, we now explore ways to overcome it. This journey is not about eradicating all negative feelings overnight. It's about taking measured steps towards regaining control and fostering a sense of resilience. Remember, you have the power to rewrite your narrative, and it begins with a single step. Firstly, let's focus on the power of positive self-talk. It's easy to fall into the trap of negative self-dialogue, especially when we're faced with adversity. But by consciously shifting our internal dialogue, we can start to challenge these negative thought patterns, replacing thoughts like, "I can't do this" with "I can try," or "This is impossible" with "this is challenging, but I can overcome it" can make a significant difference. However, it's important to note that while positive self-talk is a powerful tool, it's not always enough on its own. Seeking professional help from therapists or counselors can be incredibly beneficial. These trained professionals can provide you with the necessary tools to navigate your feelings of helplessness and can guide you on your journey towards empowerment. Setting achievable goals is another key strategy. When we're feeling helpless, even the smallest tasks can seem insurmountable. By setting smaller, more manageable goals, we can start to regain a sense of control. Whether it's completing a task at work, going for a walk, or even just getting out of bed in the morning, every achievement matters. And on that note, it's important to celebrate these small victories. Each time you achieve a goal, however small, take a moment to acknowledge your success. This not only boosts your self-esteem, but also reinforces the belief that you have the ability to influence your circumstances. Resilience and a growth mindset also play a crucial role in improving our feelings of helplessness. Resilience is about bouncing back from adversity, while a growth mindset is about viewing challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as insurmountable obstacles. By cultivating these qualities, we can develop a stronger sense of self-efficacy and a more positive outlook on life. Lastly, maintaining a healthy lifestyle is a fundamental aspect of living a balanced life. Good nutrition, regular exercise, and adequate sleep are all essential for mental and physical well-being. When we take care of our bodies, it's easier to manage our emotions and cope with stress. So to recap, overcoming this problem involves positive self-talk, seeking professional help, setting achievable goals, celebrating small victories, fostering resilience, and maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Each of these strategies is a piece of the puzzle, and together they form a comprehensive approach to dealing with learned helplessness. But remember, overcoming is not about achieving perfection. It's about making progress, however small. It's about understanding that setbacks are a part of the process and that it's okay to have bad days. What matters is that you keep moving forward, keep trying, and keep believing in your ability to overcome. Overcoming learned helplessness is a journey, not a destination. Each day can be a small victory towards reclaiming your power. As we come to the end of our discussion, remember, this is not a life sentence. It's a state born from recurring exposure to uncontrollable events, fostering a belief in our inability to induce change. But with apt knowledge and tools, we can transform this mindset. The first step is recognizing signs of learned helplessness, like feelings of weakness, persistent failure, and diminished self-worth. Awareness is the inaugural move towards change. We've delved into strategies to conquer this condition. They encompass challenging pessimistic thoughts, establishing practical goals, and seeking help from reliable people or professionals. Welcome this message of hope and empowerment. With consciousness and adequate strategies, you can surmount this situation. It's never too late to alter your views and take charge of your life. Please like and subscribe. Realize you possess the power to change your life. Until we meet again, this is Joy Envisioned, signing off.